Hey there, everybody. Graham here, and, well, welcome to Vampire Survivors. Uh, so, after playing Army of Ruin last week, honestly, I'd heard so much about this one, and I figured, what the heck, let's try it out. Probably been playing for about, 10 hours or so now, and I am completely hooked. I've been having way more fun with this game than I expected to, and you know, I should have known that, honestly, because, you know, this game was pretty big when it came out, and I think just about everybody was playing it back then, and I don't remember why I didn't try it at the time, but I'm fixing that now, so we might as well just see how everything goes. Yeah, so the character I'm playing is one of the unlockable characters. They are Punyala, the gunslinger, and I apologize in advance for any of my pronunciations in this video. The game is very, very Italian, which is awesome, but my Italian pronunciation is probably not the best, so bear with me, I will do my best. I hope I pronounce things correctly, but if I don't, again, I'm just sorry. But yeah, this plays very much like the games that it's helped inspire. So we have 30 minutes to just run around this map, level up a whole bunch, and try to survive everything the game is going to throw at us between now and then. The empty tome. That seems to have been a good decision, because there are a few different things on the map in this level. So let's head to the right and see what that first icon is. I'm pretty sure the question mark, or at least the question marks typically on the map, have been, what are those things? Coffins, which usually hold a Mario reference and a new unlockable character. But I'm not sure if they show up every time, whether you've gotten the character or not, or if there's something on this stage I haven't found yet. So we're going to make our way to the right. At first, when I started playing this game, I thought the map scrolled endlessly, but it doesn't do that. Or at least, it might scroll endlessly, but there are definitely, like, they give you a map to show you that there are other things you can go and find. Now, this is one of my favorite maps. I find it a little easier than some of the others, because you don't have really, like, 4 directions enemies can swarm you from. They'll really only ever come from the left and right. Yeah, we'll just keep taking the gun. Yeah, the more of those we pick up, the more damage they do. I think the more enemies they pierce through, and the more bullets we put out. Which will really, really help with our damage output, because the last couple minutes of every run can get absolutely insane. And then every once in a while we'll have a big enemy like this mummy that I'm shooting show up. And if you kill them, they'll drop a chest that will have either 1, 3, or 5 free upgrades for you. And you can always tell when you open it up, 3 will have 3 of them instead of 1, and then 5 will play a couple notes, and then it'll open to 3, and then 2 more will join, like, not too long before it shows you what you got, so very flashy. Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary so far. This is another game in the, I've heard it called Bullet Heaven genre. It's a fine enough name, I suppose, and I'm just now realizing I think that is a reference to an old Flash game with a similar idea, but Might have to look into that. But yeah. As opposed to a bullet hell game where everything is shooting you just so much. Instead, the bullets are coming out of you, and you just have to survive the onslaught of enemies. Alright, what are you? Stone Mask. Character gains 10% more gold. Neat. Yeah, I'll take that. There are a couple items I'm looking out for. All of the weapons have, or at least most of the weapons, have an upgraded form that you need a certain combination of either 2 weapons or a weapon and one of the bottom row items to get. Alright, so we saw that. We're really close to the question mark, so I think I'm just going to start meandering over that way. I try not to get there too early, because sometimes the enemies that it spawns are going to be much stronger than you can deal with if you can just, like, if you just run right there. Sometimes you can get away with it. So I usually try to get up to about level 20 or so, and then I'll start meandering over. Alright. Oh, I think I just passed up on one of my favorite items. It's called the Duplicator Ring, and it gives you extra projectiles, which in this game is, I think, one of the strongest upgrades that you can find. That may just be my own particular playstyle, but having extra projectiles is fantastic, because it allows you to put out that much more damage. Ah, perfect. Got another free upgrade for one of our guns. I just realized that is 2 pairs of guns, so does our character have 4 arms? Like, their model looks like they only have 2, but they're firing 4 guns at a time. I probably should not ask these questions. So, we're getting very close here. Alright, got one fully upgraded. I think once we get the other fully upgraded weapon evolutions seem to only drop from chests, which I think is a really neat way of doing it. Okay, yeah, it is. It is a coffin, and it's spawned in a whole bunch of... and I almost died just by walking into the enemies. Not one of my smarter moves, but we want to try to get rid of the enemies, because if you can even open the coffin while they're still alive, I think they just immediately start attacking you. And I have definitely died doing stuff like that for other things. Alright, we got them all. Okay, yeah, I just noticed that the coffin is glowing now. Alright, so it looks like the coffins always spawn in, and you can open them, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Or at least I didn't notice anything change. Yeah, normally when you open one of those, at least for the first time, you get a little silhouette of the character, and it says, "Thank you," whatever your character's name is, but the vampire is in a different coffin, and I love it. Alright, yeah, we'll just keep taking gun upgrades, and then hope we can get the evolved form, and we'll also need to keep an eye out for the 4-leaf, like the clover item. Yeah, I don't know why this happens. Sometimes you just randomly get a few levels at a time when you level up. I suspect that has to do with your character's luck rating, like you just get lucky and finish a few levels instead of just one. I don't know for sure though, so take that with a grain of salt. I'm never complaining when it happens though, because yeah, it's always nice to get some extra levels. Some of the like the ways to unlock things in this game are tied to what level you get certain characters to. So those can be really nice when you're, you know, a few levels away from hitting one of those thresholds. Alright, so what we're doing right now is I shouldn't have taken that book upgrade, but we're going to run back, and there's actually a free book upgrade on the ground, so that will save us a level. Allow us to take something else at that point. But let's kill this big enemy first. Yeah, if the big enemy drops or gives us a book upgrade... Oh, here we go. We got 3 of them. So there's a good chance we actually are going to completely abandon what I was trying to do. Yep, now we got the book, so... scratch what I was just saying, we are going to hunker down and just try to survive the next 22 minutes or so. Or at least however far we can get in that time. Okay, armor. Nothing I need there. I'm going to use my second reroll. Okay, that's a little better. Pick this up. It looks like a potato. I'm not sure if it is supposed to be a hot potato, but it makes us breathe fire for about 20 seconds or so, which does a lot of damage to the enemies. Can get you out of some sticky situations, and it's also just really funny to watch, so... Okay, I'm actually going to banish... There's a really cool system in this game that I just unlocked, where you can choose to banish items, which means you'll stop seeing those upgrades as you're leveling up. So if the game seems very insistent on giving you something that you don't want, you can banish it, and it burns level, but you won't get it anymore. Alright, so far this is going really well. Pick this item up. Sure, I'll take the armor, I guess. Yeah, I really want to get the clover, because if I'm not mistaken, the cross evolves with that. And I haven't seen that one in action yet. Alright. Yes, so far all so good. I guess we'll just upgrade these. The Stone Mask really isn't going to do too much for us. Mostly just nice to have, because I think, now that I've picked it up once, I think it'll start showing up passively on our other characters. Okay, well, I got the clover. You know what, I think it's time to take the duplicator. I think it is just too much fun to pass up. Though I would love... Honestly, the whip would be a good thing to pick up, because that could cover the spots in our sides where our shots aren't going. I guess we'll just finish off the armor. Oh, here we go. Let's see what we get from the box. Oh, I think that's the sword. Yeah, the Heaven Sword. Interesting. I like that effect. I hope it's good. Alright. And this is more or less how the rest of the run's gonna go. Might as well get the Rune Tracer up, because if I can get the Rune Tracer up, then we can evolve that one too, since that evolves, I believe, with the armor. And we still have 1 item slot and 2 weapon slots to fill. The easy choice would be... there are a pair of doves that are weapons that would make for very good, or very easy, fill-ins for those last 2 slots. Don't know if that's what I want to go for yet. Okay. That's the healing one. That's the duration. I guess we'll take the healing one. I don't really have any healing items at the moment, but I do have chicken. This game really embraced its Castlevania roots, and though you don't have wall chicken this time, you have floor chicken. And a number of the level descriptions make reference to how ridiculous floor chicken is. And I honestly love this game's sense of humor. Like, it does not take itself seriously at all. Alright, so we can pick up the last level of the Dray. Alright, there's a chance we can just evolve that right here. I'm gonna assume that's it. Yes, there we go. Evolved Rune Tracer explodes when bouncing and in retaliation. And you can see it start exploding there. Alright, so yes, I think this run is about to get very loud. And probably not very challenging. On good runs, you really hit a point where all you do for the remaining time is to just stand around. Like, there's a non-zero chance at some point this run I'll just be able to take my hand off the keyboard and it'll be totally fine. Okay, I don't know what else I want to pick up. So let's defer that choice to later. Yeah, like I said, the whip would be nice. Might just take it here anyway. Because the whip does a really good job of covering your sides. And then I guess technically there is one other thing I could pick up if I see it again. It's called the Song of Mana. And that is just a big column of energy that would basically turn my character into a giant porcupine. A porcupine full of particle effects. I don't know what that evolves with. Might have been a good idea to look that up before the starting to record. Just go ahead and eat those, get those out of the way, I guess. Alright, here we go. Yeah, let's, you know, can never have too much luck. But we can't have more. I still have no idea what those are. Alright, we don't have the slots to really take the dove, so I'm not going to worry about that. So, yeah, let's just see. I don't know, let's just see what pops up. Alright, we've maxed out our whatever, the clover. You know what, I'm gonna hazard a guess. Maybe I'll get lucky and the song will show up. Because I don't think I've run into anything that uses the crown for its evolved form yet. So that seems like a reasonable guess to me. Yeah, just keep taking stuff for the whip. It'd be good to have some damage. Yeah, it hasn't really happened a ton just yet, but you can kind of start seeing how... Oh, there it is. Perfect. Alright, so now that we have everything filled out, the only thing that we will start seeing is upgrades for the stuff that we have. And then once we run out of those, it'll start just dropping small amounts of extra money or health for us. And we're rapidly approaching the point where there are so many particle effects on screen that I can no longer tell what on earth is going on. But on the plus side, it is very difficult for things to get near us. Alright, let's take out this big enemy. Died very quickly. There we go. Yeah, won't be able to upgrade the whip. I didn't take the item that upgrades or evolves that one. But that's okay. Interestingly, I wonder... You see, I know from the list of things for the unlocks, I know that the guns can evolve. I don't know what it actually requires. Because I suspect that one is more than just... the two of them. Oh yeah, fun little fact about the Rune Tracer. I almost called it a Ray Tracer. But this game is not, to my knowledge, ray tracing enabled. The fun fact about the Rune Tracer is it actually bounces off your screen once, I believe. So, like, if it hits the edge of your screen without hitting a wall, it'll bounce. Alright, we have already started getting money, so... is that... Nope, that is just because there is only money left. So we did not find the other item for the song, but that's okay, that was just something I thought of kind of late into the run. I mostly just wanted to pick it up to try to help address any possible weaknesses in what we've got going on. And we are only 16 minutes into a run. Or I guess almost 17, but still, I feel like we're very strong for this point. Part of it's also this is only the second map in the game, so... it's probably not quite as difficult as the ones that come after it. Well, we got a fair bit of money for that, and we can pick up some more floor chicken and some more experience, and I'm going to take the risky play and then just take my hands off of the controller, off the keyboard, and just see how long before I need to put them back on. This could be a bit. Well, while we're waiting for either us to die or the time to run out, I figured now might be a good time to share some of my thoughts on more the genre as a whole at this point, now that I've played, while not everything I could play, a fair bit of it. And overall, I have to say, I really like the idea of the bullet heaven genre, for lack of a better name. I think it's a very clever idea to just have a huge onslaught of enemies and have the massive amounts of bullets come out of you rather than towards you. And, yeah, so far, things like 20 Minutes Till Dawn and this game have been really fun. I do think the genre is having some of the same issues that the ghost hunting horror subgenre has been having for 2 years now. Phasmophobia popularized the genre, and we haven't really seen, with, I think, one or two exceptions, we haven't really seen much that's doing anything different than Phasmophobia. It's just cheap knockoff imitators. And I think we're seeing the same thing in this genre here, and I'm sure that is something that will just eventually fix itself with time. As more people get into making games in the genre and have a chance to bring their own spin on things. For ghost hunting, we have things like Remnant Records and Forewarned that really are doing their own thing, while they may have some similarities with Phasmophobia. And I think we will definitely see more games like Vampire Survivors that aren't trying to just be a cheap Vampire Survivors knockoff. I gotta say, overall, I do really enjoy this game. I know I had some issues with how things were designed in Army of Ruin, and honestly, you may be wondering why I don't seem to have a problem with the same things here. And the simple fact of it is that I actually think in some ways this game does a lot of the same stuff not quite as well as Army of Ruin did, but the core gameplay is so much fun that it doesn't bother me as much as it did here. This game's damage system is arguably worse, and yet, the fact that your character moves at more than a snail's pace and there are multiple different kinds of enemies with some different behaviors really help draw attention away from that. So, if you're going to play something like this, I recommend this one over the other one. And honestly, I hope the devs for Army of Ruin can figure something out, because at this point I just kind of feel that their game lacks any kind of real identity. Now, that's not to say that, I'm not trying to say that, any game that could be classified as a cheap knockoff is automatically bad. Honestly, I feel like a game that is another game that already exists, but just bringing a slight spin on things and refining some of the ideas that were in the original game is perfectly valid. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But you can't just make what feels like a lazy knockoff and call it a day. To borrow an example, Hearthstone is a lot like Magic the Gathering, but the designers put in a lot of their own takes and ideas and created something that's stuck around for quite a while. Really wish it didn't belong to Blizzard, but that's a topic for a different day, or not at all. Anyway, I should probably grab some of the stuff that's dropped while I finish out the last few minutes. Neat, got a new card. Alright, so yeah. I need to unlock some more of these, but I think those are actual things you have to unlock. Anyway, I will go ahead and cut to the end of this run, so I will see you then. Alright, we're down to about the 1 minute mark, so yeah, not a whole lot of moving having to go on here, though we are starting to see a lot more enemies. And it may not be a bad idea to start trying to shift over a bit. Never hurts to pick up a little extra money, though. Okay, can't do a whole lot of moving, to be honest. Oh no. Starting to take a couple hits. The overwhelming mass of enemies and the awkward hit patterns might just catch up with me here, but hopefully I can make it another 18 seconds. Oh shoot, I just realized, yeah, I set it to always pick up gold on level up. Whoop! Oh well. Might get... No, we're gonna make it. There we go. Now time to die. Like, literally, yeah, death just comes and murders you. Alright, well, thank you so much for joining me for this video on Vampire Survivors. I have a strong suspicion I'll be coming back to this one at least once more, because from what I remember, you actually can kill death at the end here, and I want to figure out how to do that. But, you know, you heard my thoughts on the genre. I'd be interested in hearing yours. Do you enjoy these games? Have you even tried them yet? What do you like? What don't you like? You know, the more conversation that's happening around them, I think the better that they're going to end up being in the long run. But once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one.